parents grew up spending some of their time at Quebec. My dad grew up in a really small town in the Gaspé called Murdochville. But although they both speak French, I speak no French, but I do know how to make a couple of French-Canadian dishes, and one of them is tourtiére, a meat pie.
Let's start with the filling. You need 1.5 cups of veggie ground round, half an onion, 2 medium-sized potatoes, 2 stalks of celery, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of allspice, and 1 bay leaf. Also, you need 1/4 teaspoon of sage. I use the fresh stuff because it's gonna taste amazing. 1 garlic clove, 1 vegetarian beef bouillon cube, and half a cup of water. So the first thing you wanna do is peel, chop, and boil the potatoes. The next thing you need to do is chop the onion, the celery, and the sage. Cook the onions and the garlics. So you don't want to cook them all the way, so for just about 5 minutes because we need to put the other ingredients in very soon. So you want to cook this until the celery is softened and the ground round is browned a little more. This is like the smell of Christmas. So we're gonna put it in a big bowl so we can mix it all together with the potatoes. Potatoes from earlier. Oh geez, there's gonna be a potato-y tourtiére. All right, this looks pretty good. I guess I'll just set it aside for now because now it's time for the tough part, the pie crust. For the pie crust, you're gonna need 2 1/4 cups of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar. I store my sugar and flour in these adorable canisters that used to belong to my grandmother. You also need 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of ice cold water, and 1 cup of butter substitute. So for the butter substitute, you have to make sure that it's really well chilled, and you need to cut them up into tiny little diced cubes. The first thing you want to do is combine the dry ingredients. So the flour, the sugar, and the salt. Who says vegan food can't be buttery and delicious? All right, cool, it looks nice and crumbly. Let me show you how it should look. So the next thing we're gonna do is add in the 1/4 cup of water. So this looks like it's clinging pretty well to the paddle. So let's clear the space off so that we can roll out the pie crust. All right, this should be good for about 35 to 40 minutes, but like with anything else, the best thing to do is just keep an eye on it. Yum! Okay, let's dig right in. This should be cool enough. All right, so this might be a French-Canadian pie, but a little Ford family tradition is that we actually eat it with soy sauce. I'm gonna have to look into where that one came from, but let me put a little drizzle on there. Go in for a bite. That tastes like Christmas Eve to me. Delicious.